Welcome, 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 everybody. Welcome to the Mayor Mariel Bowser's Queer Women of Washington Awards. My name is Charity Blackwell, and I am your MC tonight, and it brings me great, great pleasure to be your host for the evening. So, in March of 2020, you voted for your top queer women of Washington on the Washington Blade website. But due to the onset of the pandemic last year, we didn't get to host an event to celebrate them. So tonight, we give these awardees the love and the kudos that they deserve. They are veterans, attorneys, advocates, artists, funders, filmmakers, consultants, clergies, and CEOs, and so on and so on and so on. They were selected by their peers, not for just what they do, but for the way they have broken barriers doing it. Pick up a copy of today's Washington Blade newspaper or go to washingtonblade.com/wow to find out more about their incredible journeys. Now, they've waited an entire year for this. So let's get the celebration started.
Hi, I'm Sheila Alexander Reed, Director of the Mayor's Office of LGBTQ Affairs. Women have their own unique set of workplace challenges, even in quote-unquote normal times. The wage gap in pay, gender bias, and sexual harassment are just some of those challenges. According to the Harvard Medical School, as quarantine and stay-at-home efforts drag on, a second silent pandemic persists. Evidence shows that rates of sexual violence increase during states of emergency, including natural disasters, active conflict, and health crises. For example, reports indicate that sexual assault increased by 45% during Hurricane Katrina and the recovery period. The stress, fear, and sense of helplessness associated with emergencies tend to increase risk factors for perpetration of violence against women. According to McKinsey.com, as COVID-19 continues to affect lives and livelihoods around the world, we can already see that the pandemic and its economic fallout are having a regressive effect on gender equality. By their calculation, women's jobs are 1.8 times more vulnerable to this crisis than men's jobs. Women make up 39% of global employment, but account for 54% of overall job losses. One reason for this greater effect on women is that the virus is significantly increasing the burden of unpaid care, which is disproportionately carried by women. This, among other factors, means that women's employment is dropping faster than average, even accounting for the fact that women and men work in different sectors. I'm happy to report that despite the increased number of sexual assaults, despite the disproportionate impact of COVID-19 on women, and despite the gender wage gap, and finally, despite the intersectional oppression of women of color, transgender women, and immigrant women, these queer women continue to make a profound impact in the workplace. They are breaking glass ceilings that make way for new opportunities. The queer women of Washington we are celebrating have overcome disparities and have fought through at times what is the height of patriarchal hypocrisy and intersectional oppression to become change agents in their chosen fields here in the district. Tonight, we lift up them and give them recognition for what they have earned. They were selected in 2020, but due to the onset of the pandemic, we did not get to celebrate them properly. I am proud and humbled to join the Washington Blade and my colleague, Jennifer Porter, Director of the Mayor's Office on Women and Policy Initiatives, to lift up and honor these women who are breaking the mold. Young and old, lesbian and queer, they are boldly taking risks and charting new paths for others to follow. Welcome to Mayor Bowser's Queer Women of Washington Awards for 2020 and 21.
Good evening, everyone, and happy Women's History Month. I'm Jennifer Porter, the Executive Director of Mayor Mariel Bowser's Office on Women's Policy and Initiatives, also known as MOPI. Thank you, Director Reed, for your leadership and partnership with MOPI on this important initiative. I echo Director Reed and want to personally thank the Washington Blade for your support of queer women in our city and the importance of honoring the countless contributions of LGBTQ women in our community. The Mayor's Office on Women's Policy and Initiatives is committed to supporting all women. Working with our community affairs partners, the Mayor's Office on LGBTQ Affairs gives us this unique opportunity to reach a community of women who are often overlooked, underserved, and undervalued. Tonight, I want to assure you that you are seen, you are celebrated, and that we are here to serve you. I'm honored to celebrate each of your outstanding honorees tonight. And I want to encourage you to keep doing the great work you're doing to ensure that we continue to be the best city for all women. This past unique year has proven that women's leadership is more important now than ever. We're the backbone of our families and our communities. And it's time to celebrate the sheroes of DC like never before. Thank you and congratulations.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, Sheila. Thank you so much, Jennifer. And thank you, DC Department of Health. So I know we're excited. We want to get the show going. And I feel you. I have anxiety as well because I'm ready to hear about these wonderful awardees. But before we get this thing started, I think it's only right that we start things off with a little bit of music, art, and entertainment, which makes me feel so happy to introduce this first artist that's going to come to the stage, who is the one and only B. Stetwell. And let me tell you a bit about them before we get them onto the stage, the virtual stage that is. B. Stetwell is a musician, filmmaker, storyteller from Washington, D.C. Her performances utilize looping, vocal layering, and beatboxing to compose her songs. B's original music features earnest lyricism and affirming LGBTQ content. B's goal as a musician is to make other Black girls, queer, introverts, and generally marginalized weirdos feel seen and loved. B also was one of the awardees for the 2019 40 Under 40. This is an outstanding artist, an outstanding individual, and y'all are in for such a treat. So without further ado, take it away, B.
For real, baby, let's get lost. You don't need to call in the work, cause you the boss. Want you to tell me how you feel. I consider myself lucky, it's a big deal. You got the key to my heart, but you ain't gon' get it. I'd rather you open up my body and show me secrets you didn't know was inside. No need for me to lie. It's too big, it's too wide, it's too strong. You won't fit up. It's too much, it's too tough. I'll walk like this, cause she can back it up. She got a big ego, such a huge ego. It's too rough, walk like this, 'cause I could back it up. Usually I'm humble, right now I don't choose. You could leave with me, or you could have the blues. Some call it arrogant, I call it confident. You decide when you find I'm what I'm working with. Damn, I know I'm killing you with them legs, better yet them thighs. Matter of fact, it's my smile, or maybe my eyes. Boy, you a sight to see, kinda something like me. It's too big, it's too wide, it's too strong. It won't fit up, it's too much, it's too tough. Walk like this, 'cause I could back it up, but got a big ego. Such a huge ego. What a huge ego. It's too much. I walk like this, 'cause I could back it up. I talk like this, 'cause I could back it up. I walk like this, 'cause I could back it up. I walk like this. I could back it up. Ego so big, I must admit, I got every reason to feel like I'm that bitch. Ego so strong, I've gone so far, I don't need no beat, I could sing with the guitar. Whoa, it's too big, it's too strong, it's too wide, ooh, it won't fit. It's too much, it's too tough. I walk like this, 'cause I could back it up. Got a big ego, such a huge ego. I love my big ego, it's too much. I walk like this, 'cause I could back it up. Hey, got a big ego, such a huge ego.
What? Wow. Listen, wherever you are, at home, at your homie's house, your friends, I need y'all to show some love right now for B Stepwell. Clap it up, do praise hands. If you're in a chat somewhere, show love. That was so amazing, so dope. Thank you so much for that amazing performance, B Stepwell. That was awesome. All right. I know y'all ready to get the show started. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Let me hear you say yeah. Okay, louder. Oh my goodness, that was too loud. All right, yo. So now I'm going to go through our first set of awardees. So everyone, please show some love for Alexis Grady, Adalphi Johnson Wilhite, Aditi Dussault, Ashley Carruthers, C. Smith, Charlotte Cleveland, D. McGreeny, Elizabeth Birch, Heidi Ellis, and Jade Foster. Clap it up for our awardees, y'all.
To the Washington Blade and the Mayor's Office of LGBTQ Affairs, thank you. To my wife, children, family, and faith community, I say thank you. I stand on the shoulders of Black women and girls, queer and trans, all who have been told we are not enough. Our voice and our work matter. This is for us.
Hello, this is Aditi Dussault extending my gratitude from lovely Mount Pleasant. It's an honor to be recognized as a 2021 Queer Woman of Washington by the Office of the Mayor. Thank you. As a DC resident for what is rapidly approaching 20 years, I've come to love this city for all that it has to offer in terms of opportunity, people, and just being a great place to live. I started here as a student at American University. I've worked in both the nonprofit and federal sector, and now I run my own company, GovContract Pros. DC has provided the ecosystem necessary for each of these endeavors to be really successful. And of course, I've been able to do all of this while being out and proud, which is unfortunately not something that's possible in every corner of the world or even this country, even in this day and age. So I'm grateful to all of my neighbors and the community that support people like me in making DC the great place that it is. So thank you, and I hope everyone has a great night.
Thank you. It's an incredible honor to be one among all these incredible women, and I feel absolutely blessed to be serving this community. Thank you again so much.
It means so much to me because every day I'm a queer woman of color, and every day the Blade puts our stories to the forefront. I thank you for the award, the recognition, and the opportunity so that every day I can continue to do the work our community needs.
Thank you to the Mayor's Office on LGBTQ Affairs, the Washington Blade, all of my amazing family, friends, and coworkers from DC, and congratulations to my fellow awardees. I hope we can celebrate in person soon.
Hello, Dee McGreeny here. Thank you so much for honoring my work and the Queer Women of Washington Awards. Much appreciated. Thanks.
Mayor Bowser, thank you so much for this award. It is so appreciated. I want to also acknowledge your leadership and courage in creating Black Lives Matter Plaza. That was a very important and heroic piece of leadership. Thank you.
Thank you to the Washington Blade, the Mayor's Office for LGBTQ Affairs and Women's Policy and Initiatives. This is a great honor, and I'm very proud to represent my community as we continue striving for equity and inclusion. I'd also like to thank my family and my parents for raising me to speak up and speak out. Lastly, I'd like to thank my fiance, Erin, for your love and your unwavering support. Thank you all.
Thank you so much for this award. It feels like someone's patting me on the back and saying, "Good job, Jay Flower. Keep going." From when I started doing open mics in my living room, to making films, to advocacy work, I promise to keep going for our ancestors, for our communities, and for each other. Thanks.
Wow, let's all congratulate everyone for our first set of awardees again. Clap it up for them. Show some love wherever you are in the chat. Make some noise for all these amazing women who are out here being change makers and really setting the tone for the things that we need to push forward for in the causes of moving forward as queer women. And I just really appreciate all the work that y'all are doing, and all of y'all are very well deserving of this award. So now, I would like to pass it over to the Department of Health with a special message for all of you.
Hey guys, it's me, Isis King, and I have a few things to share with you. Come on in. So when I was a kid, before I transitioned, I used to think about what a powerful woman I wanted to be, and other than seeing Storm on the X-Men or seeing my mom, I always imagined that I wanted to be a strong woman when I grow up. And of course I didn't have the clothes. So originally I was my first model. I would make outfits and I would be in my room and I would dress up in them. When you don't have it, you make it, and I learned how to make it. I grew up in PG County, Maryland, right outside of DC, or better known as the DMV area. I remember one year I went to Howard Homecoming. One of my first times going out dressed up at the beginning of my transition. And then a year later, I went on Top Model, and then I came back as one of the special guest models, which was like a full circle moment. I made the decision to move to LA because I was already working as an actress for many years, but I really wanted to focus on it full throttle. So I knew that LA was definitely the move. When I was 17, I said one day I want to live in LA with a mini coupe, looking at the palm trees as I drove down the street. And that was always a dream. I didn't think that I would be able to move this far away from my family. But at 30, I decided that it was time. You know, no matter how tough it gets, this was a dream I had at 17, and I'm actually doing it.
In my future, I'm just excited to really, honestly, at this point in my life, to book those parts that I want, you know. For trans people, roles are finally starting to open up. With shows out, you have Amaya on Star, and you have Pose, which is a majority trans cast. And I think that people are finally starting to see that trans people can act, and we can do the part, and we are more than one-dimensional people, and we can do more than one-dimensional roles. I think my designs reflect my personality because they're bold, they're sexy, a little bit of edgy. I'm always inspired by superheroes or goddesses. I just want something that inspires me and something that catches my eye with every single design that I make. Now I think we should try it on. This is a very stressful career choice. There's never consistency, right? So you have to find a way to kind of balance everything out. It's not always, oh, I feel good, so I'm good. Every 6 months or whenever your checkup is, you should do it. You should get your blood work. If you're taking any type of prescription or hormones, you should make sure your liver is good and functioning well. We should all live a long, healthy life. You should want to be here for your family, for your loved ones, and more importantly, for yourself. I hope you guys learned something new about me today. I had a great time sharing my story with you. Make sure you guys follow me, but I have to go work on my tan now, so I'm about to head to the beach. See you soon.
All right. Yes. So huge shout out to the DC Department of Health and Isis King for that extremely meaningful message. So I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm pretty rude. I'm here and I'm not only your MC for tonight, but I didn't even really introduce myself. So I'm also a professional spoken word artist, and I'm a director of creative arts and education at an amazing after school program called DC Scores. And I'm also the director of poetry events at the awesome Busboys and Poets. So I just live, eat, breathe poetry day in and day out. And so since I'm kind of taking y'all on this journey, I only feel that it's right that I share a little bit of my poetry with all of you amazing human beings. So this poem, I wrote this last year and it's called Drained, and it really reflects my struggles that I was dealing with during 2020 as a woman of color in the workplace. So hopefully y'all enjoy this, and I hope that maybe some of y'all can relate. So here's my poem, Drained by Charity Blackwell. How do you expect me to joyfully, consistently show up as my full self? Expect me to swallow the jagged pills of oppression, endure the cuts of microaggression, and put my trauma on the shelf? I'm tired. We are tired of running and gunning this rigged race at the same pace. No advancement, just running in place. You ignore the hurdles, the jumps, the blood, sweat, and tears I embrace to only be giving me the smallest portion of pie on the plate. But you say, you finally got a piece of the pie. Just be lucky you ate, so I'm tired. Yes, we are tired. From the hunger, our stomachs ache, tired of the empty promises with no devotion, just the ocean of washed emotions and just going through the motions. Like that promotion that was awarded to white mediocrity, but the same expectation for nothing but less than greatness from me. Oh, the hypocrisy, it's a monopoly. Or that time when my expressed ideas were suppressed, but the same ideas from my white colleagues were deemed as the best. I'm tired of continuously having to digest the stress of working in white-centered spaces, tired of the confusion from the colorblind illusion, tired of being token in the face of diversity and inclusion, tired of being the caretaker of white fragility, tired of masking my trauma to display civility, tired of the isolation in my work community smothered in this virus of racism. I need immunity. Stop telling me you voted for Obama. Stop telling me how many black friends you can count on white hands. Stop asking me, oh, are you okay? Oh, I'm sorry. After the killing of another defendant, defenseless black man. Sometimes I feel overwhelmed. I just want to cry, shout. See, how do you expect me to joyfully, consistently show up as my full self? Expect me to swallow the jagged pills of oppression, endure the cuts of microaggression, and place my traumas on the shelf? I feel suffocated, gagged. You know that fear of damnation. Fear if I speak out, they'll lash out with retaliation. So I'm tired. We're tired of running in place, tired of fidgeting in a straight jacket, tired of shouting from a gag mouth, but nonetheless, we still clock in. Still find the ability to pour into others when we ourselves feel depleted. Still show up, still speak out, still outperform, still outsmart. We dust off our armor and keep it pushing because we've been great like that. Keep it pushing for those before us, with us, after us. We have the power to shatter that glass ceiling that has hovered over us like a dark cloud for so long, but always know it's okay to be tired. I'm tired. We're tired. Just know you're not alone.
You are a brave being, an adventurous being, a curious being, and yes, a bold being. Discover more about DC beings at sexualbeing.org.
Awesome. I hope y'all enjoyed that. So cool. We've gotten through our first set of awardees, had some entertainment, heard from some really awesome people. And I think it's only right that we keep the show moving and now introduce our second set of awardees. Y'all ready? Are y'all ready? All right, let's get it popping. So our second set of awardees, everyone please make some noise and show some love for Meg Metcalf, Melissa DeShields, Michelle Zavos, Morgan Butler, Olivia O'Neill, Sunu P. Chandy, Tiara Craig, Yvette Scorse, Yvonne Z. Smith, and Keisha Allure. Congratulations, awardees.
Hello everyone, my name is Meg Metcalf and today I am honored to accept the Queer Women of Washington Award. While we missed celebrating our pride together in 2020, I am so thrilled that we can gather together as a community tonight to experience a little queer joy. So my deepest gratitude for this award to the Washington Blade, to the DC Mayor's Office of LGBTQ Affairs, and the DC Mayor's Office of Women and Policy Initiative. Thanks again.
Hey y'all, I'm really hyped to be recognized in this group of incredible honorees. As a Black lesbian CEO of a national management consulting firm, I know that queer leaders deserve our flowers now because we're out here transforming lives and communities. Thank you so much for this award. I am forever grateful.
Hi, this is Michelle Zavis. I just want to thank the mayor and the city for this award and to say it's been my honor and privilege to work in the LGBTQ community for the last 40 years. Thanks so much.
Yo, it's Morgan, aka Mo here, and I just wanted to shout out the folks in the community that nominated me for this award. It feels so amazing, and I'm so honored and humbled to have been recognized in this way, and I look forward to continuing to preserve and contribute to the legacy of queer women in Washington, D.C. Thank you so much.
Thank you for recognizing me for the Queer Women of Washington Award 2021. I'm happy to be here and I accept the award graciously. I live in a city of Washington, D.C., and the opportunities and the benefits afforded to me here are really wonderful, especially for women of color. I want to thank all of the other participants as well for their selections.
Greetings. Thank you so much for the recognition as one of the Queer Women of Washington by the Washington Blade in 2021. As my day job, I'm the legal director at the National Women's Law Center. I'm also on the board of the Transgender Law Center and active with Split This Rock, a wonderful poetry and social justice group based here in DC. Thank you so much.
I am pleased, honored, and humbled to accept this award and join the past recipients of this award who I have long admired. A very special thanks to the DC Mayor's Office of LGBT Affairs for selecting me. And an enormous salute to all those that were also selected this year who have made enormous strides and contributions to the DC LGBT community. Thank you also to my family and friends who have long supported me. I am excited to continue to do the work in the community. Thanks.
I told my mom about this award. She thought I was being named the queerest woman of DC. Luckily, I'm in great company with this group of LGBTQ women. I'd like to thank my nonprofit, Bite Back, where I can be my whole queer self at work, my partner, Sarah, and my DC queer friends who I miss. Thank you.
Thank you very much for this award, Queer Women of Washington, D.C. I'd like to thank the Washington Blade and the Mayor of Washington, D.C., Muriel Bowser. Thank you very much, and my congratulations to the rest of the honorees. Have a great day.
Peace, everybody. It's Keisha Allure. I'm so excited. I would first like to thank Sheila Reed. I'd like to thank the Washington Blade, and I'd like to thank the whole community of queer women in Washington, D.C. and all over the nation. That's my I'm so excited, but I would like to give a warm appreciation just to the whole organization, for putting this award together. I'm so excited. So from me to you, and from the whole community, I thank you. I thank you so much. Peace.
Let's give a congratulations to the second set of awardees. And let's also show some love and just congratulate all of the awardees for tonight. You all deserve your flowers and your recognition for all of the work that you do that contributes to the much needed change that breaks barriers and creates pathways amongst our community. Thank you so, so much. Well deserved. And yeah, I mean, this is just inspiring. I'm pretty sure it's inspiring for anybody that's watching right now. So here's another message from the DC Department of Health. Stay tuned.
Living in DC, being from Philadelphia, can be scary. You have to worry about if you're going to be harmed or hurt. That's the first thing. And with condyless sex being so high here, dating is hard, you know. It seems like a lot of people that I meet, I have to give in too soon. You know, I'm not Superwoman. You know, I can have a weak moment. I just want to protect myself in the event that I do. You know, and that's not weak if I decide to have condyless sex. No, it's not what I'm saying. But if I deem something to not that if I've been living by a certain curriculum and I go off of that, that's my fault. And that's something that I want to hold myself accountable for. You know, again, with my brother passing away from HIV, I felt like that was my wake-up call. Like, hey, you can have sex, but protect yourself the way that you see fit. And I felt like PrEP is a lifesaver. It's a smart tool. And I take it every day. I take hormones. It doesn't mess with my hormones. I don't have side effects and stuff like that. I know that you hear a lot of different stuff, but I would rather not have contracted HIV than to worry about like the hearsays and stuff like that. But it's been working for me, and I'm sure that it can work for others.
Thank you again, DC Department of Health, for that extremely important and meaningful message. So I hope y'all having a good time. Just a temperature check. Y'all feeling good out there? Everything good? Y'all having a good time? Shout out to all the awardees again. And I think, I'm ready for some more entertainment. How about y'all? So I want to introduce our next artist for tonight. They are called Pyro Exotic. Pyro Exotic is Washington, D.C.'s hottest fire and light performance troupe. So turn your AC on, get your fans ready, because it's about to get hot and lit in here. So check them out. Everybody welcome Pyro Exotic. Wow, let's show some love for Pyro Exotic. It was definitely a hot performance, all that fire, super, super talented. Show some love and make some noise for them. And all right, y'all, we are near the close of our show, and I just want to say thank you all for joining us tonight for this incredible, meaningful award ceremony. And let's just show some love again for all of the awardees who received awards today, and for all of the hard work that they're doing and the meaningful work that they're doing in our community that is really shaping our future and paving the way forward. So with that being said, here is one final message from Director Porter and Director Reed. Take it away.
So on behalf of Mayor Muriel Bowser,
we are excited to congratulate the
Queer Women of Washington.